Well, I'm now going to throw it over to the audience. We've got mics, so if you put your hand up, you have a question, a mic will come to you. Front row, right in at the end of the front row.
So when you had trials and stuff, if they had any like hard limits, what would happen? Like if you could tell they were going into shock mode, they were going into panic attack, how would you combat that?
In terms of if the celebrity taking part was... I mean, we are monitoring all of the trials all the way through, so it never gets to that point. It gets to the point where people are scared, but there's a degree of preparation. So in the build-up to the trial, all of the celebrities are sort of talked through. So if they're taking part, they're talked through what's going to happen. They get an idea of the things they're going to face, how they might face it. But we are always prepared for anything. If they have a major panic attack, we can get them out really, really quickly. We are always there and ready for if it goes wrong.
And I think to add that because we're monitoring 24/7, you know, we have a psychiatrist who comes on site. We would be picking up on anxiety of a particular celebrity, and there would be conversations around, is this the right thing to do? I don't think any of us would go into something thinking that a panic attack would occur, because we would do our kind of research in advance, and we would monitor before the trial took place.
Which is different. A panic attack, you know, it depends on the degree.
Yeah.
We're happy for people to be scared.
Yeah.
In fact, we embrace that.
Yeah.
But what you don't want is for it to go too far. You know, and we've learned over the years how to sort of tell the difference, and we have experts there watching everything.
And it's all part of the risk assessments of the trials. You know, we would all sit round and we will all, you know, we'll work with our health and safety team, and we'll kind of say, so what's the unlikely outcome? A likely outcome is, you know, bitten by a snake. We can all live with that. But, you know, if it's...
we're fine with that.
You know,
good to know now.
but we wouldn't be living with, you know, a crocodile bite, you know. So there's all levels of risk, and that's why we...
Those are those moments. I'm in that tank. I'm in that boat, ready to go under. They're like, are you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to do it. I'm shitting myself, but I'm ready to do it. And then they go, but one thing, and they dump a crocodile in me. You just have
forget about it.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
But you also at night you watch us when we're sleeping.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're told to keep our microphones on, so that they can hear. You can hear us breathing.
Yeah.
You can monitor stuff. So they monitor. It's
Monitor your
Big Brother, big time.
Still going.
Yeah.
Lady
really,
just at the end of that row there, and then I'll come to the gentleman.
Hi, thank you very much. You had a brilliant year in the ratings this year, and obviously you had an amazing cast, but obviously you had Holly Willoughby as well as an extra factor. Are you worried about if the ratings go down next year without Holly, and would you look to try and get her involved again if they did?
We are very much... We loved what Holly did, but we're very much looking forward to Ant coming back. And I think it's just going to be an amazing series. I mean, I think that the job's for us to create a series and a cast, Mickey, where everyone kind of wants to come back and watch more. So, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm looking forward to seeing Ant and Dec back again.
And the gentleman just in front there.
Thank you very much for an enlightening evening. John, Fleur,
Yes.
just wanted to say I just have big respect for you for what you do. I think anybody going, you have tremendous courage. My question is to Helen and Richard. Given the show is in constant use, the set is in constant use throughout the year, do you get feedback from the other shows that are international? Do they give you feedback on have you had problems with their shows? Do they come back and say, we had an issue with this thing? Is it a constant liaison with them?
Yeah, it is. So the site isn't, even though we talk about the site being there 24/7, it's only in operation for the UK show and the German show. So other territories, for example, ITV Australia make I'm a Celebrity out in South Africa. And we say that the UK show is kind of the master brand, and we create the Bible of how to make that show, and the other territories will kind of use, and they will sort of have a lovely catalogue of different trials that they will use. But it is ever evolving, and we will always welcome feedback. And we work, for example, with the site in Australia, we work very closely with ITV Germany when they make their series. Yeah.
Thank you. Gentleman at the end of that row there.
Hi, there's a question for the production team. Given that this has been your most successful year, and one within which all the campmates really were supportive of each other, I wonder whether you had a view as to the extent that, you know, the era of rows and antagonists and villains driving viewing figures could actually be changed, rather than a sense of people being supportive and that being enough to really bring a good audience to you.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what I was saying earlier on. I mean, we've never really tried to get people who are going to argue, but we're putting an interesting group of people in a stressful situation. So I think what's most important to us is to see how people react to that stress. I think, personally, rows can be quite dull to watch if it's relentless rowing, and I think people have, generally in TV, got quite tired of that. There is enough going on in the real world to make you kind of go, I don't need to see anyone rowing, I don't need to see people going at each other. So I think warmth is very much at the heart of our show, and I think it always has been. But there has been years where we've had wall-to-wall rows, and you know, that hasn't been of our own making, but it's happened and it's surprised us. But yeah, I think we will always try and cast for warmth and for people to get on, but we want it to be as stressful as it can be safely, because that's when you see people's true colours. You know, that's when you see how people react to one another. I mean, I know I sound like an evil producer, but that's what we want. Yeah, but in a controlled and good way.
We didn't have rows. We had disagreements at times, but we just kind of got through them.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say we all. You know, there was times where we didn't really, you know, we never fought, but there was times when we might say, you know, like Rita, with the whole rice thing with me, she just said, and I was like, okay, I won't do it again.
You were standing outside that door when we were watching the
I know.
Going,
No,
we should have done
say
that.
Yeah. And the next day you needed the rice.
No, but I said to Fleur, I said, but the next day we did need the rice, didn't we? We didn't have any because she didn't eat it all.
Definitely
Let it go.
Literally watching it going, I was right.
I was right.
Lady just in front of there.
Hi, this is for Fleur and John. I just want to know, like I've always wanted to know, what is the feeling when you're walking down to the like Bush Tucker trial area knowing that you're going to like be put through hell?
First of all, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because as soon as when you walk like you're walking up to the dunny, you walk to another section where there's a drawbridge, which is always up for us. And you walk under that area. You meet with the crew that is going to take you to the Bush Tucker trial, and there's usually a producer there who does that trial. They will say, if you're lucky, morning, afternoon, and they'll guide you to where you're going, and you'll try to talk, and you'll try to manipulate them as best you can to say things or let you know maybe what time of day it is, and they're just like, So they're very, not cold, but, you know, warm smiles. You get to the Bush Tucker trial, and then they sit you down, and you wait for a bit. And I would think it's part of that getting the adrenaline pumping. I'm not, you know, I know television, so, and it's getting your fear up a little bit because you don't know what's going to happen. Then someone will come in and brief you. Dr. Bob comes in, tells you everything's going to be okay. There's going to be terrible things happening to you, but you're safe. and then literally in your head you go, shit.
You do go shit.
And then someone says, okay, we're ready for you. And you go out and you're briefed. Holly and Deck would talk to us, tell us what's happening, then they take you back, give you a safety brief. They record the safety brief so they know that you've been told everything and you know you're in good hands. And then you go eat bull penis and eyeballs.
But they talk to you as well, they communicate with you throughout the trial. So particularly the one that we did together.
Oh my God, that was horrendous for you.
So you don't know what you're doing. Like you just turn up, it's like, and then Medic Bob came up to me and he said, so Fleur, you're going to face water and it's going to come face on, but you'll be fine. And then the next thing I'm told is there's this ladder and I've got to start going underground. But then the whole time I was hyperventilating because I was so scared.
I kept trying to talk to you.
I was constantly like this, and then Holly was in my ear like, Fleur, take deep breaths, darling. Deep breaths.
Easy for you to say.
Oh my God. But actually it's really comforting because when you hear the voices, it kind of like reminds you that you're on the show, you're safe, there's people watching you, it's okay. And as well, I think there's an element of pressure to deliver, because you know that your family are going to watch it. So you're like, okay, I can't wimp out. Like, my mum and dad are watching this, my friends are watching this, I cannot wimp out. So the pressure just gets you through.
That was like the hardest one for you, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really difficult.
Especially because I remember you saying, there's a wall of water I have to go under, and I maybe said something to you like, you'll be fine, take a deep breath.
And I was like, what? And there's like eels and crabs and spiders and rats.
That one was a tough one.
That was horrible, but you are briefed and you do have the voices in your ear. If you can try and keep it together, you're always okay, and you know you're okay.
Thank you. The lady just here.
Hi, my question is for Mickey. Has there ever been a big name celeb you've been close to getting and then it's like fallen through at the last minute and you're like, has it ever happened? And
yeah.
So who was it?
Yeah, there has been. I mean, you know, people pull out for various reasons. You know, there could be, you know, a number of different reasons. So yeah, it does happen. I mean, it's absolutely devastating when it happens. But then I always think it sort of happens for a reason, and you know, exactly. And hopefully they come back, which is why I'm not going to tell you who, because I hope, you know, eventually they'll come and do the show.
Thank you. Gentleman in the middle towards. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's more of an observation, really, in as much as all the behind-the-scenes stuff that you've shared with us this evening has been quite fascinating. Do you appreciate how much is going on behind the scenes? Okay.
Yep, because you...
In a word.
I know you anyway. You're not an easy nut to crack.
Vicky, have you got a degree in psychology?
No.
Oh.
Literature, no use.
Oh.
You know a good story when you see one. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday, John.
Thank you.
Two people in the middle there at the end. How much are we doing for time? Yeah, we've got time, hopefully, for a couple more questions. Two more. There you go.
Thanks. I suppose mine is for Mickey as well. So, in terms of the casting process, from my experience on casting TV with real people, there's a process of like, got to audition them, make a casting tape, get to know them. With celebrities, do you just assume we already know them, or is there like a thorough interview process?
So I meet everybody. Initial meetings can go on for, you know, anything between 45 minutes to, I mean, we were a couple of hours as well. But you only have that first meeting to kind of really get to the bottom of somebody and figure out what they're going to be like in there. And also, you know, you've always got a ton of questions that you want to ask. So I'm answering them, but then I'm trying to find out about you guys. But yeah, you sort of got that one meeting to really get to the bottom of a person and work out whether they work in that ensemble cast.
Thank you. And for the last question, I'm going to the lady at the end there who's had a hand up diligently for the most of the whole.
You were very left-heavy.
I was. I can only apologise. I'm going right-wing now.
Thank you. You talked earlier a bit about how you prepared to go into the jungle. I just wondered if you had to sort of desensitise when you left, because we've been through quite a lot of experiences.
Yeah, each of us actually said that the first night none of us could sleep. So the first night after coming out, none of us had a night's sleep. I think we all stayed up, maybe had 1 hour, 2 hours sleep, because I think it was adjusting to, you know, sleeping literally in the middle of the jungle, no sounds apart from the creatures and the animals, but having the best night's sleep ever, literally, because there's like nothing around you, nothing to stimulate your brain, like no phones, nothing like that before bed. So we slept so good. And then you come out and it's like, there's so many emotions and there's so much you want to know. Like, you want to talk to your family, you want to know what's happening. I think I watched YouTube all night the first night I came out, because I was like, what have people seen?
But actually, everyone does that. Nobody sleeps well when they come out. I've had people move, and the Versace bed is probably the most comfortable bed I've ever slept in. I've had them move the mattress onto the floor because they wanted to sort of feel like they were sleeping on the floor again.
Scott can vouch for this. I'm still going through a sleeping dilemma because I had such a... He's moved up there now. I normally would sleep air conditioning on in the house in Palm Springs. Stuff. I cannot sleep now without the door open or the window. I have to have the screen, our big glass doors at the back of the house open so I can feel the outside. And he's freezing. And even in the hotel where we're staying at the moment, I have the window open. It's something about the outside being in, having slept outside now for 3 weeks, hearing the rain, being in the rain, being out there. I just have a very difficult time of shutting doors and in, being in a quiet, that room. I like to hear the outside. So I'm still going through it.
We're all still dealing.
We're all still dealing with it. But I didn't have trouble sleeping the first night, did I, Scott? Not at all. I was like, I was okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but I have trouble sleeping now.
Oh.
Weird.
See?
It's changed your lives forever, clearly.
Caught up.
We have run out of time. I'm so sorry. We could talk about I'm a Celebrity all night. I want to thank you for your brilliant questions and thank the panel for being so interesting and insightful. Thank you.